The woman only came to the clinic to have a minor wound bandaged, but the doctor insisted that she undergo general anesthesia. This unusual decision quietly marked the beginning of the tragedy that followed. When she finally woke up again, she felt as though she had been assaulted while she was unconscious. But no matter how hard she searched her memory, all she could recall were scattered, fragmented images. The doctor told her it was simply a side effect of the anesthesia. He explained that mild hallucinations were common after waking up. Faced with the doctor's calm and confident explanation, Kimberly began to wonder if she had been overthinking everything. With no other choice, Kimberly left the examination room still filled with doubt. But the strange sensations that continued throughout her body kept reminding her that something wasn't right. Determined to uncover the truth, she rushed to another hospital. Nervously, she underwent a comprehensive physical examination. Every second she spent waiting for the results felt like torture. Before long, the test revealed that Kimberly's body contained DNA belonging to an unknown man. At that moment, her worst fear became a reality. Without wasting another second, Kimberly rushed to the police station with the test report to file a complaint. She hoped the police would uncover the truth as quickly as possible. However, when she revealed the name of the person she suspected, the detective looked genuinely shocked. The doctor was highly respected throughout the community. Many people in town had received his help. In everyone's eyes, he had always been a trustworthy doctor. He was also known for being humble and courteous, and for treating every patient with great care and responsibility. No one believed he could possibly commit such a monstrous act. The officers asked Kimberly to think back one more time. They believed her memories might have been distorted. Left with no other option, Kimberly did her best to recall everything that had happened that night. The night before, her ex-boyfriend had confronted her on the street. During the argument, her arm was accidentally cut. Because the wound wouldn't stop bleeding, she hurried to the clinic to have it treated. She only wanted the bleeding wound to be treated. What she could never understand was that after seeing such a tiny cut, the doctor insisted on administering anesthesia around the wound. Not long afterward, Kimberly completely lost consciousness. When she woke up again, her memory had become fragmented. Only a few faint and blurry images remained in her mind. After hearing Kimberly's vague account, and confirming that her body showed no obvious signs of violent assault, the detective concluded that she was most likely still affected by the anesthesia. But to the police's surprise, Kimberly remained absolutely certain. She firmly believed her instincts were telling the truth. With no other choice, the detective sent officers to the hospital to collect evidence. They planned to collect the doctor's blood sample for a DNA comparison. If the DNA matched, the truth would reveal itself. When the doctor learned he had been accused, his face immediately filled with disbelief. But was that look of shock the reaction of an innocent man falsely accused, or merely an act after realizing his crimes were about to be exposed? Because the doctor had once treated the officer's wife, the officer had already placed complete trust in him. So before the investigation had even begun, he told the doctor everything Kimberly had claimed. In his opinion, the doctor's character was well known and respected by everyone. There was simply no way these accusations could be true. The officer then asked the doctor for a blood sample, planning to take it back to the police station to compare it with the suspect's DNA. But after already understanding the whole situation, he did not hesitate for even a second. He voluntarily handed over a vial of his blood, as if he had absolutely no concern about the outcome of the investigation. After returning to the police station, the police immediately carried out a thorough comparison. However, the DNA extracted from Kimberly's body did not match the doctor's blood sample at all. This result only reinforced the officers' belief. They believed that Kimberly had simply misunderstood the doctor. The officer immediately drove after Kimberly. He even announced in front of her daughter and the other parents that Kimberly was suspected of falsely accusing the doctor of assaulting her.
I'm here to tell you there was no DNA match between the individual you accused.
It had to match.
Well, it didn't. Maybe if you gave me a list of all the other guys it could have been?
Those words destroyed Kimberly's reputation in an instant. The people around her immediately looked at her with suspicion and judgment. No one was willing to believe her explanation. Not only was justice never served, she instead became the laughingstock in everyone's eyes. Filled with anger and humiliation, Kimberly stormed into the police station, demanding an explanation from the detective. In an emotional confrontation, she firmly believed the police had never seriously investigated the case. Otherwise, they could never have reached such a reckless conclusion.
Did you see him take the blood sample?
Officer Kresge did.
And Officer Kresge is our point man on this one.
And he's also friends with the doctor.
After hearing Kimberly's unwavering accusations, the detective realized there might be more to the case. He immediately called the officer in charge of the investigation. Faced with the detective's questioning, the officer no longer dared to hide his own negligence. He could only admit that he had failed to follow proper procedures, and had even decided in advance that the doctor was not a suspect. At that moment, Kimberly finally confirmed what she had suspected all along. The police had investigated the case with prejudice from the very beginning. To force the police to reopen the investigation and uncover the truth, Kimberly had no choice but to threaten to expose the case to the media, demanding that the detective personally return to the hospital to collect new evidence. Although the detective still believed the doctor was innocent, by this point, however, he had to provide answers to everyone involved. So he personally headed to the hospital to reopen the investigation from the beginning. But was the doctor truly innocent? Or had he been carrying out a flawless deception all along? As the detective digs deeper into the case once again, a truth that will completely shatter everything everyone thought they knew is about to be fully revealed in the next part.